2021 umuntu wesu ni Edward Mwaba Ndalama yose Kabushi constituency emuntu wakuvotera Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seri tumuvotere Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama wase tumuvotere chimuti chisuma wachimwenda kupisabo chitwala chimuti chisuma wachimwenda kupisabo chitwala umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutima usuma umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutima usuma bamana n'abatata na bose bayuti seri tumuvotere wase tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse wase tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seri tumuvotere Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama wase tumuvotere Edward Mwaba ishima matako kwaka Edward Mwaba ishima kabila kwa watu seli tumuvotere ala bomba seli tumuvotere kibero kumetala leka Kabushi constituency yonse ala bomba umuntu wesu ni Edward wase tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seli tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seli tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse seli tumuvotere abela Kabushi rubuto masala bonse wase tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seli tumuvotere Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama wase tumuvotere bamayona batata na bonse ba youth mu Kabushi constituency Kabushi rubuto masala lw'emiromba 2021 kutungirira n'okuvotera omuntu wesu Edward Mwaba Ndalama as Kabushi member of parliament 2021 iri mu pepi leke tumusapote omuntu wesu ni Edward Mwaba Ndalama ala omuntu kumwena kufichitwa fyakwe nechimuti chisuma bachimwena kufisabo fyachiko omuntu wesu Edward Mwaba Ndalama abomba 19 years as a politician ukwabula corruption nangu kwibira abantu ala omuntu tukwete yuyu wine Edward Mwaba Ndalama imibombere yakwe alwisha abantu ukwikala bwino babirire echalo chesu kuya pantage
A very warm welcome to today's episode of The Voice of the Apostles. This is your friend and brother Justin Likuka. I'm sitting in for Trish's co-host, Apostle Ephron Harawa. And tonight, we present to you one of the members of parliament, aspiring members of parliament, in the name of Edward Mwaba Ndalama. And I've been wondering why he actually got this name Ndalama, because Ndalama in the Bemba language means money. Wondering whether that was a prophetic name or whatever it is that was happening when his parents or his forefathers were named Ndalama. One of the things that I came to see today is that he says, this is the time for real empowerment. And for starters, we're going to begin from there. A time for real empowerment. It got my mind rocking. It got me running around thinking, what about the empowerment that we've been seeing all these days? What has been happening? Is it not empowerment? What is the meaning of real empowerment? Honorable Edward Mwaba Ndalama, Mwaisen Mugwai. Umutendo Podi. And I would also like to introduce the owner of the show. We've kind of hijacked her today.
It's okay.
Prophetess Trish, good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Lady in red.
Hey, it feels good to lay back a little and not be the one to drive all the time. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. You were really under the weather and you were kind of so heated up.
Yeah.
So thought today, maybe let me sit in for
Sure.
Apostle Harawa and see how we are going to move this show.
Yeah.
So this is the Voice of the Apostles. We are live on Dream Center TV. We are live on Voice of the Apostles. We are live on Gates of Glory Ministries, as well as on Honorable Edward Mwaba Ndalama's page. We are coming live from our studios in Dola, and we are here to actually find out what it is that this man has for Kabushi. I'll start from here, different from the way that Trish begins every day. She begins by asking you, what is your name and the like, and I'm sure you're thinking, he's going to ask me this and I'll answer it this way. Do you really think Kabushi needs you?
100%. I do believe this is my best chance for me as a person who was brought up in Kabushi constituency, who has done politics for 20 years, no single corruption in Kabushi constituency, who has lived in all the wards of Kabushi constituency, who grew up selling paraffin in the streets of Kabushi.
When you say no single corruption, I'll be cutting you there, Honorable.
Yes.
When you say no single corruption, what do you mean?
I've done politics. You know, we can't say, you know, in politics, many people go into politics basically for personal gain.
For personal gain.
For personal gain.
And are you telling us that there is so much corruption happening in the politics of Zambia? That's the reason why you would actually use no single politics as one of your carrots that you are dangling to us?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead. So you sold paraffin like I did?
Yes, I sold paraffin, Doc, and I'm proud to say, actually, the people of Kabushi constituency, men who are not even my relatives, helped me to be where I am right now. And like I said, I realized that my passion is to work for the people. And again, I do believe that we need to know what drives us. For me, I realized that working for people drives me. It's something that I would do in and out all the time without even looking at how much am I going to get out of that. I think, like I said, from where I'm coming from, a lot of people helped me who are not my relatives. And I thought I need to get into politics because politics, it's a thing that changes our countries, our communities, and everything. If we let wrong people get into these positions, we'll never see anything tangible or anything positive that should touch people's lives and develop our communities as well as our country.
So because of that, you believe Kabushi constituency needs you?
Exactly. I do believe, like I said, this is my best time. And this is I've worked with 4 MPs in Kabushi constituency, and I know where they make mistakes, and I appreciate the things that they did. Of course, it's not everything that they've done wrong. So I was a good follower, not a blind follower.
I'll get back to you working with these MPs because I have known you for quite some time. I've followed what you've been doing in Kabushi constituency. But right now, Mwebena Kabushi, here is one of your own, somebody who has grown up in Kabushi constituency, not only constituency, but also in Kabushi township. He has grown there, he's grown up there with you, and he is vying for leadership. He's actually offering himself to be one of the leaders, to be your servant, actually, to serve you and to do what it is that will help to uplift the life standards of the people of Kabushi. Tell us about yourself in 2 minutes. Who are you? Where are you coming from?
Actually, Edward Mwaba Ndalama is coming from Lubuto of Kabushi constituency. I did my primary school at Kaile Primary School, and then Lubuto Secondary School, and then went to Notek, and then I went to the Copperbelt University where I did electrical engineering, and then after that, I've been to different countries where I've focused much on leadership programs. I moved into Netherlands. I did some programs in Ethiopia. I've been in Egypt for 5 times to do something with leadership programs focusing on the youth. And I'm sitting there with a lot of people where we are looking at the Vision 2030 for Africa and Agenda 2063. We believe that Africa is not a poor continent, though we have been lied to. We believe that what we need in Africa is proper leadership. Africa is not a poor continent. And this is why, looking at my background, my experience, my education, and the honest that I've been speaking for the people of Kabushi constituency.
Mm-hmm.
All my life when I joined politics, I've spoken for the people of Kabushi constituency when I knew that I would never benefit anything from, like, in politics, when you zip your mouth, they'll give you something. I couldn't sit when I saw something was going wrong. I always spoke and say, it's about the people. It's not about us.
All right.
Yeah.
Honorable, are you married?
Yes.
How many wives?
I've got one wife.
One wife.
Yes.
Are you a Christian?
I am a Christian.
A sure Christian?
I'm very much Christian.
Born again?
Yes.
Tongue speaking?
No, I don't speak in
All right. Right now, I would like for you to look into that camera and talk to that woman, talk to that man, talk to that youth who is in Kabushi. Tell them what problems that you have seen. Tell them what kind of challenges that you have seen in Kabushi that have actually brought you to a place of saying you want to run for office. Right now, I can see already, it seems the people of Kabushi really love you. You've got 217 people that are watching you right now in about how many minutes? 10 minutes of starting the program, which is 7 minutes of us talking, because we have 3 minutes plus of your advert. The 217 people that are watching you right now, I would want for you to look into that camera and tell them why you think they should actually vote for you, even before we start talking about anything else. Okay. Why should they vote for you? Why not for your opponents? Why not for the other? Why not for the incumbent? Why not for anybody else? Why should it be Edward Mwaba Ndalama?
I think Edward Mwaba Ndalama, I honestly believe I've been wired, I've been engineered for such a time like this. I do believe before you give someone authority, that person should be trained. They need to be exposed. They need to know the knowledge what is leadership and what is authority and what is power. Because if we can't give a person, we give a person who doesn't understand the goodness of power and the benefits of power, then that person is not ready. Edward Mwaba Ndalama is been in the Kabushi constituency. He's done leadership starting from primary school, and I was given the captainship by Bright Salim. And I rose in all grades up to secondary school, universities. I've been in leadership positions. And currently I'm sitting, like I said, at African continent, where we are planning for Africa. So at the local scene, I've done politics. Like I said, I was the first youth chairman when he formed PF with President Michael Sata 20 years ago. And I knew we need to get to have people in the right positions in politics. We have been told that politics is a dead game. Politics is not a dead game. It's the people that play the game that makes it dirty. So if we allow people, or the people that, like me, who knows what the people of Kabushi constituency are going through, and who honestly think that they need to offer their brains, their heart to the people in terms of developing their people.
I'm a politics. If you batted fikansa fiachano, which I don't agree to say fikansa,
exactly.
No, I'm a politics. It's a dirty game. How do you think? Ngamwaingila imwe uyuwa kwa Mwaba wa kwa Ndalama ngaingila mama politics ayalamba, because the truth is yalamba. There's so much violence. There's so much vulgar stuff that happens around there.
Yes.
Okay. Our women, our girls, ladies that are in politics, like the cadres that I would call cadres, most of them, when you look at them, their character is quote unquote questionable.
Yeah.
The men, we've got all those who, it's like when I've got muscles and triceps and biceps and they're like, then I am a cadre. How do you see yourself making this politics appealing to a young youth in Kabushi constituency?
I think, like I said, I've done politics and I've tried by all means to inculcate the basics, the moral right of how politics should be done. We used to be encouraged to say, go and talk about tribalism. I've never spoken about tribalism.
You were encouraged to go and talk about
exactly.
tribalism.
We can't run away from those facts.
You were encouraged.
Yes.
I want to get you right. You were encouraged
yes.
by your seniors?
Of course, yes.
Oh,
exactly. So this is why
from the political parties in this country.
Exactly.
Somebody will send somebody, a member of a party, and say, go and talk about tribalism.
Yeah, we are seeing these things even right now. It's happening.
Yeah, inendi mutonga, batata balozi. Okay?
Yes.
Umukashwandi munsenga. On Sunday, we did that Zulu kind of dance, and it was so nice.
Yes.
How would somebody in their right frame of mind encourage another person to go and talk about tribalism?
This is why we need to change. Like I said, there are people that are in politics. Many of them, it's about personal gain. They will do anything. They don't care much about this country, what it will be tomorrow. We can't go on dividing the nation because I want to eat today or because I want to protect my business. The business of leadership is about the people. So people, and this country that we are talking about today is a one Zambia, one nation. Okay? Like I said, me, the people that, I'm Bemba, the people that helped me and kept me in their houses, there's a Mool family, they are Tongas. So when a person tells me about the tribals and tribalism, I don't believe in tribes. Okay, what we need to preach is those that have got ideas. It's about the people. It doesn't matter where one is coming from. I need to know someone's name just because I want to know the name, not because to know where someone is coming from. Each and every tribe in this country, we need to what we call culture intelligence. Because of the tribes, the different tribes and where we're coming from, we need to come together and use it to the advantage of this country, not to develop our nations, not to develop our communities. The thing of tribal, I don't think a normal thinking person, we can be talking about tribal this time.
Okay, so I'll take it to say a normal thinking person will not be talking about tribalism and try to bring tribal hate. A normal thinking person,
Exactly.
anybody, I'll take it, anybody who does that is a lunatic. Fine. Let me leave the lady to actually get in. It seems she's been very quiet all this time. I've just hijacked the show.
It is well. I'm enjoying this. This is awesome. Well, all of you who are live on the Voice of the Opposers, please make sure you are writing your text and asking. Honorable is here, so make sure you are sending those texts and asking any kind of questions you have in relation to his standing. Okay, Honorable, I heard you say you've been exposed to leadership. You know, you have been to different nations. My question just simply comes in. So from the look of things, you know how leadership is supposed to be done, and how you understand the instincts of leadership. What are some of the things that you've seen wrong in our leadership sectors that you want to do differently? Obviously, you've been to Netherlands, you've been here and there, and from your experience, you are saying you understand the scope of what true leadership is.
Exactly.
And that means that as you are thrown in there, you begin to identify this is not right, this is wrong. Those are some of the things that I would like you to talk about. What are some of the things that you feel when you get into Kabushi? This is what I think is wrong, and I'll do it this way.
Exactly. One thing is, like I said, leadership is about leading change, and leading change is about leading people. If you get into a position and then people can't see their lives change, then you're a failure. You have failed. So, like I said, change is constant. Okay. So when we get into Kabushi, like I said, I've done politics for 20 years in Kabushi constituency. Even when I was in PF, I used to speak the wrongs that our leaders would want to encourage. I spoke against the tribalism, like I said. I spoke against the illegal land allocations when they sold Levi Patrick Mwanawasa Stadium car park. I spoke against that. When they sold, they were doing land illegal allocations along the Kafubu banks. I spoke against that. When they sold Lubuto Library against the will of the people, I was in front and there, and I organized the people that did signed against the sale of the library. They wanted to bring the ShopRite at Lubuto Market. That could have killed the marketeers at Lubuto West Market. So I realized that actually my grandmother used to sell at the market. We can't kill that market, and I spoke against that. When we are violence, I've always been speaking against violence. So there are a lot of things that has been happening. I spoke against the use of CDF without knowing who's getting CDF in our constituents. Besides, I've been attacked. Some people even sent thieves, and I received death threats just to stand up for the people of Kabushi constituency. But these are the people that brought me to be where I am right now, and I've never been a coward. And I just want to assure the people of Kabushi constituency that you know me, and I don't back down when I know this is right, because this is my passion. And the passion that I do believe that I'm here is to bring a change to somebody who has gone through what I was going through and give them hope. I believe leadership is about going first, create hope, and focus on people. And this is why we are coming here and saying the people should always come first, not material things. Thank you so much.
All right, interesting. Trish, you got something else, or should I grill?
I know you'll come in the next question. So, if I'm hearing you right, your greatest strength has been to speak against what is wrong.
Exactly.
And don't you see that happening? Is that what you intend to bring in as you enter into Kabushi and you're chosen as the member of parliament? Your goal will be to speak against what is wrong. and that is probably what will be your strength. Is there anything else that you think can be a tool that you can use as a strategy to go out there as you stand as the MP in Kabushi?
Exactly. Like I said, leadership is about leading people, and leading people is about leading change. So if Ndalama gets you into that position, I would love a lot of things that we are working with the people. Like I said, I've always worked with the people. I was the RDC secretary and the chairman in Lubuto Ward. So I know the challenges of Lubuto Ward and the Kabushi constituency. So when we get into Kabushi constituency, like I said, I'm sitting with a lot of international organizations that are going to help us in terms of youth development, in terms of job creation, in terms of coming up with a stadium pitches that are artificial pitch to help our people. And we are capturing everyone, regardless of your education background, whether you've been to school, you've never been to school. We want to capture everyone because our leadership, I believe that every person that God created, everyone who is alive, it means God is not yet done with us or with that person. So I do believe again that leadership, God uses leadership with a vision to think for other people. So our vision is beyond 2026, 2020, 31. Even when Ndalama comes out, it's about the legacy. What are we going to do for the people of Kabushi constituency? I believe that in leadership, we are just stewards of things. So CDF for Kabushi will be used properly. We are going to fight, to keep on fighting corruption and all ills against the people of Kabushi constituency. We need to speak against the violence that certain people have brought into the constituency and say we are one people regardless of where we're coming from. It's not everyone who's going to vote for Ndalama. Even the UPND, the PF, the Rainbow, and all these guys, and even the Jehovah's Witness who don't vote, they need to have an MOP who is going to speak for them. And this person is Edward Mwaba Ndalama. He's always been there for the people of Kabushi constituency. When he was even inside, he never zipped his mouth for his benefit. I spoke for the people of Kabushi constituency. Like I said, I've done politics for 20 years, no single corruption, which is not a simple thing in politics because everyone wants to eat. I refuse to partake in that. Thank you so much.
All right. Interesting. I'm going to ask you one question, and then we'll play your political advert.
Thank you.
Of course, you haven't paid for it. Are we going to play it anyhow?
Even with the prophecy of him being money.
Even with you being money, Ndalama, Muzulu. Now, you said you received death threats.
Exactly.
People sent people to come and do you harm?
Yes.
How did it happen? Why?
Just
for vying for leadership?
Of course, yes. When I said I'm going to stand and in Kabushi constituency, and when I questioned the use of CDF, okay, and I had to put my posters to say in 2021 I'm going to stand. When I questioned some leaders and said, if you love the president, you need to work for your people because the people are the overall bosses, are the overall employers. So you can never be singing praises to someone who's on top without working for the people on the ground. The power is in the people.
Correct.
Those that have been caught mosquitoes, those that have been caught cockroaches. In Kabushi constituency, we don't have a person who was given birth, who was birthed from a mosquito. We are all created in the image of God.
Correct.
Yes, and when I questioned this, some people, they sent people at my place and said, if policy DF, yes.
Well, this is the political brew. We're here to talk about things as they are, and I believe we are kind of protected. We can actually call it what it is.
Yes.
When somebody vies for leadership, what is it that makes the others so agitated to the point that they would actually want to end their lives just for leadership?
It's insecurity. They suffer from inferiority complex.
So when you people are running for office, when you're vying for office, you want to be member of parliament, right?
Yes.
For Kabushi constituency. Is it because of service or is it because there is something that you benefit in there which you wouldn't want another person to come and take away from you?
Like I said, it's inferiority complex. When I believe leadership, it's knowing your authority, and true authority comes from God. Okay? So when you understand your personal authority, and which should always subscribe to overall ultimate God's authority. For me, how I did my politics, I never looked at someone who is owner of public authority, but I knew that whether I'm working with someone, I should succumb or give glory to God, because at the end of the day, it's about God and saving his people. You know, so when I could see this is wrong, whether someone was in a bigger position, I don't care whether you're a minister or not, I spoke.
All right. People of Kabushi constituency, this is the voice of the apostles, and we're running the program Think, Vote, and, or rather, think, pray, and vote. Do not just pray and vote. Do not just be cajoled to go and vote or to pray for people. It is time that we started to think, pray, and vote. We're coming back after a few minutes, maybe after 1 minute, and we continue to grill Honorable Edward Mwaba Ndalama. We need to bring out that stuff which Kabushi, the people of Kabushi constituents need to hear. So go ahead and send those questions. Go ahead and type in your comments and send the question. We would want to give him what it is that the people of Kabushi want to hear and let him respond unto us. Right now, let us dance to this political advert of his. Edward Ndalama.
Constituency wano umuntu wesu ni Edward Mwaba Ndalama yonse Kabushi constituency emuntu wakuvotera eyawamana saa Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seri tumuvotere Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama wase tumuvotere chimuti chisuma wachimwena kupisabo chitwala chimuti chisuma wachimwena kupisabo chitwala umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutima usuma umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutima usuma bamara n'abatata na bose bayuthi seri tumuvotere wase tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse wase tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seri tumuvotere Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama wase tumuvotere Edward Mwaba ishima matwa kwaka Edward Mwaba ishima kabila kw'abantu seri tumuvotere alabomba seri tumuvotere kivere kumentala leka Kabushi constituency yonse alabomba umuntu wesu ni Edward bose tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere Edward Mwaba Ndalama seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse seri tumuvotere abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse wase tumuvotere umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama
Tum, tum, tum. This beat would make even the bishop of the city of Nola to start dancing around. But welcome back. This is the voice of the apostles. Think, pray, and vote. And I still remain Justin Likuka with the host, Trish. And we have in our midst Edward Mwaba Ndalama. We need to ask those questions, and I still want you, the people of Kabushi, to send in those questions. Send them in. Send them. If you don't have the questions, when we don't see them, I can see there's 210 of you that are live watching right now. If you don't send the questions, then we know you don't have any question. But let me now be asking for you, and I'll be asking for you, the people of Kabushi. And I want to ask you.
Yes.
You said you are one of the founder members of the Patriotic Front.
Yes.
With the late President Michael Chilushyasata.
Yes.
Okay. So you were in the PF until when?
Like I said, I was in PF almost all my life when I started politics for over 20 years.
Okay.
Now, yes. And like I said, when I was in PF, my mind, I was not clogged to believe in political or partisan too much.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke. I knew that political parties should be just vehicles,
okay,
to work for the people. You know?
Okay.
So political parties come and go, but this country will remain, and each people will remain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's has been my stance. Whether I was in PF, I could speak my mind out to say, when I saw this is not right, I spoke. When I saw this is wrong, I spoke. Okay, so I was a person who was under PF, but I never lost my mind just to, because in politics, politicians, they want you to follow them, but they never allow you to think.
Okay.
Okay, and this is what we need to change.
They want you to follow them, but they don't want you to think.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the reason we are doing Think, Pray, and Vote.
Exactly.
Because you politicians, you wanted the church to only pray for you and vote for you, but you never allowed us to think.
Exactly, and this is what we need to change.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you happy that you are sitting in the presence of a man of God and a woman of
Very
God,
much, and
you are being asked these questions?
Yes.
Do you believe that there's a synergy between the church and the politicians?
It must be there, because all the people, they should be under the church, because the church, everyone, politicians, those that prostitutes, and everyone, we go to church.
We all go to church.
We all go to church.
Okay. So now you are standing as an independent.
Yes.
You are standing as an independent. And this is the reason why I said I needed to understand. You were in the PF, but now you are independent. Did you run as an independent simply because they did not adopt you in the PF? You were not good for the party. You didn't sell so well. Or what was the reason? What is it that pushed you to become an independent candidate?
Like I said, I believed in the manifesto of PF that we formed with the President Michael Chilufya-Sata.
Are there two PFs now? You're talking about the PF that you formed? Is the PF that you formed different from the PF that is here now?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. We can't, unless I'm the only Jew in Jerusalem. I've seen people that we fought. They are now in PF controlling all the key positions. Well,
I would want you to look into that camera and say what you just said right now, confidently, without mincing your words. Is the PF that we have now different from the PF that you and Michael Sata and those formed? And if it's different, how different is it?
Of course, yes. There's a big difference. There is a big difference. Like I said, when we formed the PF with the President Michael Chilufya-Sata, in Kabushi constituency, the people that we were three that vied to stand on the PF ticket. There was me, there was the incumbent, and my friend who's coming from Bwana John Mwape. These guys found me in PF. Okay, and I thought, if we genuinely believe that the people that have fought for this party, they should be given a chance. I used to use my own car to organize the students on the copper belt. I never received any. I used my own car, my own time, and my own money. So I think now this is my best time, because I think I'm qualified. Okay, I've been exposed.
When you say it's your best time, is it because when you become member of parliament, there's something that you're going to get from there? Or is it your best time to save? Wouldn't you save when you're not a member of parliament? Wouldn't you continue saving the people of Kabushi even when you're outside parliament?
It is difficult. We need to have, position is very important.
Okay.
If you want to effect change.
All right.
And like I said, I've always been sometimes on the wings of these people that were MPs. I was very active organizing the youth. Even the incumbent who was there, everyone rejected him. I was there with him.
So when you say the incumbent, you're talking about Bowman Lusambo?
Yes.
Okay. I remember before, when he was just brought from the MMD, Bowman was MMD diehard. Yes. I remember those days. I think when was that? 2010, 2011, exactly. Somewhere on there. And then when he was brought to run as member of parliament on the PF ticket, I remember seeing you and the incumbent, you being like guiding and doing whatever. Can you tell us your relationship, the relationship that you had and your relationship now?
Yeah, it was an amazing relationship for me. He was a brother, and I believed that looking at where he's coming from and his background, I believe that he's a person who is going to work for the people of Kabushi constituency. And we agreed, and he said, Ndalama, change to chapter. Okay, and I was there, and I honestly believe that he's looking at where he's coming from, and I could see the push that he had. And I realized that if we can have a person who has gone through and he understands what people on the ground are going through, is someone who's going to work. Okay, so I was there, and we worked together with him from before elections. And the people that surrounds him now, they used to call him insults and all these things. But I told him, brother, the people of Kabushi constituency are difficult people. We need to start with them from the word go. So once we get into a position, please, let's start with the people. Forget about the structures. Because what is making the people to fail, even MPs, it's the structures. The 24 constituency members, they always, go around the MP and tell the MP lies. What they want to do is to eat. Okay. So now I was telling the people that you surround yourself with, they're going to make you make it, or they're going to destroy you. Okay. I was there for me as my brother. You know, for me, like right now, I don't have any grudges against him. Okay. The only thing that we differed on principles. You know, I believe the way he does these things is different from what I do. Not that he personally is a good person. I have nothing against him. I have no grudges against him, but we only differ on principle. His style of leadership and mine, I think we are two different streams of leadership. And
perfect.
Yeah.
So you were not adopted on the PF ticket, and then you didn't go to any other party for adoption. Okay. I see most of the times people will move from this party to the other party because party A didn't adopt them, so they go to party B or party C so they could get an adoption. Why did you choose to run as an independent? Because one thing, I understand politics. I understand politics very, very well from a classroom perspective as well as from a practical perspective. I'm not a practicing politician, but I understand politics very well. And I know it is very, very expensive to run as an independent candidate in Zambia. It's very, very expensive. I know that. I don't know how many what do you call them, polling streams, whether they are called polling streams that you have in Kabushi constituency, and you have to send 2 representatives, monitors. I don't know whether you call them monitors or something like that. Polling agents, you have to send 2 and all that. There's so much cost that is involved with this. Why did you pick on being an independent? And if you are independent, if you go through, or should I say when you go through, which one is more comfortable for you? When you go through?
When I'm going through.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. So when you go through and you become member of parliament, of course you are going to need to work with the party or the president who is going to be elected president. You are independent. You have people that are running as councillors in Kabushi constituency, and we also have the president, and we also have the mayors. Where is your support for these other structures, for these other positions? The president, the mayors, and the councillors. Would you mind sharing that, or is there a way that you can talk to us concerning that?
Yeah, like one thing I know, leadership is about teamwork. Okay, and like I said, I think independents are the best people now to start representing people, because when Ndalama gets in there, people that are in the UPND, they work with me. People that are in MMD, they work with me. Everyone who's in Kabushi constituency, I've asked the people in the wards, please give me a person that you stay with, person who you know. I don't want to impose you people, because I believe leadership is about letting people make their own decisions. Okay, and then we are going to work together. On the presidents, like I said, I was in PF, and you know, right now I'm standing on my own. So I've got my own president that I'm going to vote for. Okay. But I wouldn't want to say people vote for your own president. But for me, I know the president that I'm going to vote for at this time. So, like in that direction, you know, I wouldn't again try to dictate people what they want. I believe the decision has been made by the people already.
You're not dictating. Because when you're asking for a vote from me, you are not dictating.
Yes.
And I believe there is somebody out there, either the member of parliament, obviously it's you.
Yes.
And you would want for me or anybody else to vote for you.
Yes.
But I believe there is somebody else out there whom you would want the people to vote for, and you can actually try to negotiate with them and ask them to vote. I will not put you down. I will not pin you down on that one. So you've moved on, and here you are. We've been running for 38 minutes right now. I just want to say, before I bring in Prophetess Trish, I just want to give you 5 minutes uncut. I'm not going to disturb you. Believe me.
Okay.
But remember, pastors, if we hear something, we'll be but I'm not going to cut you for the next coming 5 minutes. I would want you to look into that camera and talk to the people of Kabushi and appeal to them and bring out the challenges that are there in Kabushi, how you plan to resolve those challenges, then how you have actually put up the plans. I'm not talking about, no, I'm going to do this, I'll go to Obama and Obama will give me money. I would like to hear you speak about issues that you can, things that you can do with the available resources. 5 minutes now. in that camera?
Okay, to the people of Kabushi constituency, I believe the most important resource that we should have is human resource. And in Kabushi constituency, we have enough human resources. I believe the people of Kabushi constituency are hard workers, they are thinkers, because I know them, I'm part of them, and I was brought up in Kabushi constituency. So going forward, what we are going to look at, we need to sort the issue of unemployment, youth development. We need to sort the issue of sanitation. We need to sort the issue of women empowerment. In that scope, like I said, we would never just depend on the government of Zambia. Of course, the government gives enough money, which is 1.6 million to help certain projects. But the advantage that we have with Edward Mwaba Ndalama coming in as an MP, like I said, we are living in a global world. Okay, so we need to use our skills that I've learned how to negotiate and how to network. So I've got people. These are not rhetorics. These are things not that we are going to lobby. I'm the orbital CEO of Zambia. We are going to put up 3 companies in the industries of Undola. Those are things that are going to employ for about 1,000 people in the area of Kabushi constituency. Looking at skilled, non-skilled, and semi-skilled, everyone will have something to do. So, like I said, it's not that I haven't done anything before. Right now, I've come with people that came from Egypt and all these other countries that we have signed some memorandum of understanding and some protocols of opening up companies. So what we are looking for is by November, we need to start. Like I said, I'm sitting at the African Union. I coordinate all the youths across Africa. So in terms of, education, we've got scholarships that will be giving to everyone, every child who gets less than 10 points. They're going to have a chance to go to Netherlands, Egypt, and Turkey to study, whether it's engineering, medicine, free of charge. So all these things, there are things that are already in place. There are already things that I've signed, because I believe everything starts with a paper. We need to sign once certain things have been signed. So we know we are talking about. Industries are coming. We have come up with, we are going to do Lubuto Secondary. It will be artificial grass, Miremu Secondary, Kaere Secondary, Musa Kasonga Stadium, and Masara Secondary. These will be, we are going to have pitches that are going to have grass, artificial grass, and they're going to have floodlights. Even in the night, our kids should be playing there. We never know who will be there tomorrow for us, and who can be the next person, Dak, or the next Kabushi Award. I believe Kabushi constituency has a lot of talent in the area of youth development. Those that do acting, those that can sing, we need to capture everything, because we are saying it's not everyone who can be good in mathematics, who can be good in class and start solving certain things. We need to capture everyone. Certain people, God gave them the talent to use their bodies. Others can sing. So we need to capture everyone. We are looking at the 4 E's. That's education, engagement, entrepreneurship, and employment. Entrepreneurship encompasses everything. We believe that every person that God created has something that they can offer to humanity. Because at the end of the day, it's not about Ndalama alone. It's about the people that are coming after us. What is that we are going to do for them? Because whatever decision that we make today, it will resound in the future years to come. So by doing that, we are going to capture everyone, and everyone should be encompassed in whatever we are doing. Our program right now, our system that we are using is that we have formed the structures on paper. We are not asking for voters card. We are not asking for your NRC. We are asking to know who are you. We are asking for your residential address, what you want to do, because our plan is that we believe you can never work for people without knowing the people that you want to work for. So we've already put across the forms that people are filling in. We are not, like I said, asking for voters cards and the NRC, because our interest is to develop the people. A person who comes to ask for a voter's card and the NRC, they just want to use the people, because normally politicians think about the next election, but a leader should think about the next generation. And this is what we are doing this. For us, it's not just about elections and then what next. We need to look what happens after winning. Winning is not a big thing, but when you win, what next? And we've seen people that have been in position, we gave them power, we gave them positions, but they have never done anything. They have failed. So what we need to do is, what kind of people are we putting in those positions? Again, leadership, it's not a position, it's not a title. It's the character and the behavior of a person who is in that position that defines what leadership is. A position is just an opportunity to showcase your skills and your heart for the people, those that you want to serve. So Ndalama Edward is coming in to serve the people of Kabushi constituency. Like I said, I've fought corruption when I was inside. I know what it means. to say this is wrong. It's not an easy thing when you're working with people who've got money, but you stand up because, like you said, a great man of God, money should never be a limiting factor in our lives. You know, no one was born with money, but when you do what is right, I believe if you want to be a millionaire, you need to be offer service to 1 million people. So offering service, what ideas are we coming on board with that are going to help other people beyond our lives, beyond our lifespan? We've got great people like Mandela and Kaunda and those that lived in these ages. We are talking about them because of what they did to humanity.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, as Ndalama, I want to leave a good legacy in Kabushi constituency. When I leave, people should say we are the person who did this to the people of Kabushi constituency, who brought sanity in terms of water integration, in terms of sanitation, who took some people who are suffering to education, different universities across the world. I want to be that person. And this is what we are standing in. Like I said, I've been trained. I know what it means. I've been there. So I'm prepared. You give authority and power to a person who has been exposed, prepared, educated, wisdom, and everything. I think, man of God, I'm wired right now to save the people of Kabushi constituency, and I won't fail them. We are going to work together. If we fail, we are going to fail together. If we succeed, we are going to succeed together. So Kabushi constituency, you've got the right child, your uncle, your brother, who who lives in the Kabushi constituency. He's never left Kabushi constituency. He sold the paraffin in the streets of Kabushi constituency. Let's vote for our own person. We should not import other people that are coming from somewhere. It's the only way that we are going to give hope to the people of Kabushi constituency to believe that even someone who came from Kabushi can be somebody. And this is why Ndalama is there. I grew up as a local boy. Today I'm sitting at the global stage. Now we need to bring those ideas at the global stage, at the community level, and help our people at a household, community, ward, and constituency.
Your 5 minutes is over.
Yes, it is. He was just going to keep on going.
Yeah, I actually like it when you said you grew up as a local boy. I grew up in Kabushi. I've grown up in a lot of places of Ndola. Exactly. Kabushi, I remember sleeping in that small little room, the kitchen by Kabushi Market, those my houses with an oval roof. And I was renting that small little kitchen where you can't sleep straight. You have to sleep diagonal. Your legs are almost outside. But I'll bring in Prophetess Trish now to actually have a conversation with you and ask you before I close the show and ask you serious questions.
The grilled ones. Okay, thank you, Honorable. You are live on the Voice of the Apostles. Please keep them coming. I can see there are some comments that are coming. We still need some more. We want to exhaust everything about Honorable Edward Ndalama, and I'm just so excited. Now, it is one thing to have a plan, Honorable. It is another to have a strategy that actually executes the plan that you have. And I've heard you talk about many plans on human resource, and to that you have attached this strategy. I've seen how you want to bring in 3 companies that will bring 1,000 employees and stuff like that. But there's one point that I would want you to zero in, which I haven't seen a strategy, because I think I heard you talk about human resource, scholarship, all those things you've listed out. You've showed a strategy, which is good. So people know what you're going to do. But the one point that you have not mentioned, the strategy on how you're going to do it, is the issue of sanitation. Okay. Now I'd like you to just briefly explain to the people of Kabushi, how are you going to bring that sanitation?
Okay, sanitation is very, very important in our lives. Water and sanitation is key, because without water and taking care of the refuge and those things that we are using, how are we going to make sure that they go into the right channels? There are 2 ways that we can use. We use the closed one, okay, or sometimes you can use the water utility system. So in areas, in those that you are going to do, because right now, look at, we have got a lot of problems in terms of water supply in Kabushi constituency. Not that we don't have water, or not that we don't have the pipes lying down, but we need to increase the pressure to make sure that each and every house has got water. Yes. So in that score, one, I will talk about water sanitation. Sanitation is key. We have seen in Mulubuto, I don't think this is how we should be living up to now. If we have serious leadership, people that, because that's where everything starts from. You can't keep your people
So how do you plan to sanitize that? If the sewers are contaminated and everything else is contaminated, what plan have you put now to make sure that all those sewer lines are cleaned up? That it's the strategy that I want the people of Kabushi to understand, because we've seen this is obviously out of it's not supposed to be like this. You see garbage. So what is your plan in terms of garbage collection? What your sewer lines? What plan have you put in place to ensure that this really comes to
Okay, so I'll start with the sewer lines. We thank God, Kafuvu Water, they have put already a big, I think it should be 8-inch pipe. It should be 8 kilometers. So what we need to do is now the feeders from the houses. We know these pipes have been there for a long time.
Mhm.
So we need to remove those that are coming from the houses and make sure that we put those that we call them feeder pipes into the main pipe. If we sort out that one, then we are going to decongest or to make sure that all the sewer system that is spilling, going out, at the surface, which is dangerous, they should make sure that we take it there. The other way, there are two ways. We are going to use what they call enclosures. People this time they are putting up what they are calling septic tanks. So you can say segment to say, okay, in this area, 5 to 10 houses, you are going to be throwing these things into that one. Though that thing is not sustainable, but in a short time, we can do that instead of letting the sewer line going like that. Because if we remove, we work on sanitation properly, we find that we're going to reduce our the diseases in the constituency by 35% just on sanitation. When it comes for water, we need to improve on water supply. There's Parapaka Bushikwa Manda. There's no water for I don't know how many years. We started receiving water in Lubuto for some time, but even in Lubuto, the areas that there's no water. In that score, like I said, you need to know where you're coming from. I offered some solutions. I had friends that came from Turkey. They wanted to put up those water mini treatment. So I engaged the city mayor of Ndola. The only thing that I don't know if there was no time, he couldn't sign to make sure those guys should come into the constituency and put up those mini water treatment, of which even right now they are waiting. So we won't just wait for the government. Apart from that, those guys from Turkey are waiting. Once they come in, it will be just a phone call, and then they'll come in and help us in terms of water problems and sanitation.
Okay, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you bring in these people with ideas, and then the only thing that someone needs to do, because this is benefiting the people, Honorable.
Exactly.
So what would withhold someone from signing that contract so that people benefit? Is there a political agenda that is attached to it? Because if I come in and I say I'm going to bring in these people and they are going to help, and the only thing that you have to do is sign, then what's the holdup?
I honestly fail to understand as well. Sometimes maybe God allows certain things to happen, and God has given a vision. Maybe it's that only person who can execute that vision. I've done my part. It's not just in Kabushi. I've a lot of people that have tried to come out, open up companies, even to put up, technology parks, just to say, come, government consent. That's all, without asking any coin from the government. Those ministries and ministers who are there, they couldn't do that.
Do you think that's probably the conflict that you may have, especially as you go in as an independent? Because it is one thing if it is coming from the government, but when it comes from you single-handedly and you try to pursue it, even if it's in the keen interest of the people, what guarantee do you really have that this thing will work? I'm just looking at the dialogue, the complexity of it, because you are independent, and then chances are that, and this is the advantage about a leader, is that sometimes you can even think more than what other people are thinking. But just because it is coming from you who is outside, not really with backing up the system, that is thought of. What guarantee do you have that all these plans that you have will be executed accordingly?
One thing that we need to know is when we get into parliament, that parliament, it has nothing to do with political parties.
Okay.
So the government, anyone, that's why it's called the member of parliament. It's where we make decisions. It's where we make laws in parliament. You know, so when you get there, there's no parliament for UPN, there's no parliament for PF, there's no parliament for Socialist Party. It's the parliament of the people of Zambia. So there's nothing like you're coming from which party. When we get there, it's even the president who is going to come in after these elections, he will need a person who's going to help him, because going forward, the next 5 years, it will be very, very tough in this country. So even the president needs a person who can bring in ideas to loosen his burden, because the president, they go through a lot of things. So even the president, whoever comes in, is going to need people that are going to give him solutions, not people that will be just clapping for him, but he needs a person, who will be able to say, boss, this is how we can help our people in this area. I don't think any president will refuse to say, don't bring development to your people, because at the end of the day, it will even go to him, And like I said, it's some of us, we don't even need to say, like I said, when these people came, I said, don't even mention my name. It's about the people of Zambia. So when you have such connections, like where I've been, I've never gotten anything, no scholarship from government of Zambia, but every time I go, I speak for my country. I sponsor myself for all these trips, but I speak for my country because I believe that's patriotism. So patriotism goes beyond the political parties.
Yes.
It's about the people. So we need to focus about the people and this country.
So
Yes.
there's no possibility you can experience hostility based on the fact that you are an independent. There's zero option around that.
I like I said, I don't think hostility. Like I said, I think whatever I've been going through, I think God was preparing me for such a time like this. I know how to maneuver with conflicts. I know how to, how to do the right thing, to working with people that, they are. But so from there, I don't see anything, because at the end of the day, it's about the people of Kabushi constituency. I will have the authority because the people of Kabushi constituency, they are going to give me that authority. The overall bosses, the overall power is the people power. It's not the position.
Yeah.
And the people in Kabushi constituency, those are the people that I'm going to focus on. I won't be focusing on a political chairman, or political chairman from the province to please them so that they can be adopted. My loyalty will be to the people of Kabushi constituency. Everyone who's in the Kabushi constituency should see the benefit,
Awesome.
of what we are trying to do.
Okay. Now, I heard you talk about you providing employment for over 1,000 people. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, so this 1,000 people, are you just going to restrict it to Kabushi people, or this someone from Pamozi like me can still be qualified for that job? Are you just going to restrict it to Kabushi, or you try and open it up? Because then if you're going to restrict it to Kabushi, how does that bring development in the whole entire Ndola, So I'm just looking at like the 1,000. Is it just strictly for Kabushi people, or are you going to open it up for other people as well?
Of course, these are serious companies that we're talking about, So, there are certain jobs that you need to preserve for your people. I wouldn't say someone, putting bulbs in a box. We should pick someone from Chifubu. I think we reserve for those that are in our compounds.
Okay, so you will suffer in many
Of course,
ways.
we're looking at, these are big companies. So you're looking at unskilled, semi-skilled, and skilled. Of course, yes. So of course, not even the people of Kabushi. Across the country, we are going to employ engineers. We are going to employ accountants, human resource, and all these kind of things. But there are certain jobs, like in Zambia, I believe there are certain works that we should not give to foreigners, because we need to protect our people.
Oh yes.
This is the only country that we have. And if the people of Kabushi constituency say Ndalama Kabiepa, because these are the people that are going to give me the poor people in Mukuba in Kariba. I know what they are suffering, how they are suffering. So when you say Ndalama go and give us a vote, I would say instead of picking someone who will be able to pick the bulbs and put them in a box, why can't we give to someone who is in Kabushi constituency? Because these are the people that are going to make this thing possible. So of course there are a lot of other jobs that are going to to come that Kabushi people won't manage, because when you say 1,000 jobs, these are not simple jobs. We are going to employ engineers, all skilled, semi-skilled, and the non-skilled. The non-skilled, of course, are going to focus on Kabushi constituency.
Okay.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
Mukwai no kubabatila akachira kasengwiloko
Opokeke.
opokekele chibemba so tekuti tubutukira okuya mukuwamya kumbi twakano kuwamya bali abatubikire pachifulo, which is the thing that I see happening a lot with you politicians. The moment we put you in office, right now you are a man of the people, going to any home nakukariba kuine kuti mwaya.
Yes.
Nangu febaleta pamenshi pachishime chakuti nachiramba, there's algae everywhere. Nokunwa kuti mwanwa. We have seen you politicians. I've seen these presidential candidates going to places where they don't go. After 12th of August 2021, the next time we are going to start seeing politicians doing things that they talk about now is in 2026, around May, June, somewhere around there when they start campaigns. What guarantee do we have that Ndalama will not change?
Ndalama will never change. Like I said, looking at where I'm coming from, my home is in Kabushi. No, because the moment you become member of parliament, what should we do? Should we come and whip you from Lusaka and bring you back to Kabushi? God, this is what we are doing, and I've been always telling the people, you never expect me to be everywhere. But when we work with a system, we work with everyone. I don't want to have a lot of followers. I want to have leaders. This is those forms I was talking about. We are creating a relationship. Okay. And we're telling them, be the leader of your people. So for me, I want people to be seeing me in you.
Okay.
Because I believe a leader can be in many places only when he creates or he develops other leaders.
Is that to say now
no, of course, what parliament
when parliament is in session.
Yes.
Are you shifting to Lusaka?
No.
You are going to be here.
Yes, I've told my people that my home will be in Lubuto.
This is a very different stage. This is a very different station. This is a very different atmosphere you are in. Whatever it is that you are saying here, you are saying it to God and to man, which is the difference between you and me. I hear from God and I hear from man.
Exactly.
You hear from man.
Exactly.
You depend on men to give you those words. Exactly. I would want you to tell us, yes.
All
right. That's interesting.
Yes. Ama roots no mutoto amuka bushi constituency kuruvuto amaskuru ya nina zamire paka here abana ndina toilet ya bora boze muka mastir chamuka here shaka toka kubutuke
so kuba shekono
kuno kwini
iyo kange kula bati yo nomba na tufika no kwenda na ka step kachinja mwala kukila kulusaka pantu kulusaka ko chipe kwa abafi shiria misebo shiria munondola tamwaba so lu ya mwafika hapa kuti yo nimfika elo mwasalati na yakulusaka pantu kaili kwali bako na deponeas pale mupepi na sha. You have told us that you are not shifting to Lusaka. The moment I hear to say you've gone to Lusaka, I'll come to parliament.
I'm not shifting to Lusaka, man of God, and the people of Kabushi constituency. And I've been telling them, my kids, they are schooling at Chiruba Primary, and they'll be in Chiruba Primary. It's the only way that I'm going to help the people of Kabushi constituency.
They will be at Chiruba Primary.
Yes, they will never.
Okay. Yes. Right now, I think we have exhausted your time. But I can give you a little bit extra.
Yes.
We've exhausted your time, but I can give you a little bit extra time to just try and get into this thing. I was trying to look for one clip that I wanted to show you and the people of Kabushi. Lubuto Market, Kabushi Market, very dirty. You go to Lubuto Market in front of Paliapali Kale, Paliatitula to Abane Butchery.
Yes.
The other side, there's a pharmacy, a drugstore. You come down here, there's a place where they sell food, there's a restaurant. Elo Pabe Chishala. I was looking for that Chishala right now. Yes. I really wanted to show you that Chishala. It's there on your political advert video.
Yes.
What are you going to do? She asked you about sanitation. What are you going to do about Ifishala Fidia? Kabushi Market, Epo Fiaba. Ngatwayaku Masala is part of Kabushi constituency. Emo Fiaba, Efiko, Eko Bana Market, Yabo Murisho Kupoka ama vote right now. And I know there may be some of Banamalike Tabale to Tamba right now, and you may be agreeing with me to say, Ababantu politician, but we've got markets without toilets. We've got markets without running water. We've got markets that the garbage is heaped there, and the conditions are not conducive for humans to be dealing or to be conducting business. Honorable, what are you going to do?
I will repeat again, like I said, when I was the RDC chairman, we used to go and clean Yama toilet market. free of charge. Like I said, because I love to work for the people. My grandmother, supermarket, market, and I used to sell, but we can't go on, like you were saying, up to now, the same dilapidated, pathetic buildings and environment. It's not right, because that's where we buy our food. So it's like the kitchen. The kitchen is the most important place, Mungan. Because mama like I said, I've got a friend. She's in Gladys Mwaba. Yeah, she's doing an amazing job. She's getting those material things, the liters, and turning them into something. The way she's selling to Chinese people, and they're making different things. So what we need is people that are innovative, leaders that are able to solve, to bring solutions, profitable solutions to the problems of the people and the planet. Not people that are going to be in positions and benefit by causing problems to people and to the planet. So the ideas that we are coming with is to look at how can we use this nonsense to profit the people. And this is why we're coming in. Like I said, there's Gladys Mwaba. She's doing an amazing job. We have already agreed with her. We'll be picking litter in Kabushi and turn that litter into money. So it will be bringing the women, the youths, and the other people. Will be picking litter. Remember, and we are going to do that.
Okay. In an event you don't go through, for whatever reason, would these three companies still come? Would you still do the things that you're talking about here? Would you work with the person who is elected into office to make sure that Kabushi doesn't have to wait another 5 years for your ideas to be implemented?
Of course, yes. Like I said, it's about the people of Kabushi constituency. It's when they give me that chance, the people of Kabushi constituency, it will be very easy for me, because there are certain organizations that will trust that person, not another person. Okay. I will try. Like I said, I've been trying even before, to bring in people, but I never had the authority to sign.
Are you able to point out at any project that you have done in Kabushi now before you became what you are today? Right now, before you become member of parliament, are there projects that are running in Kabushi which people can see, they can put their finger on?
And normally, I don't have physical, projects that we've been running. But the projects that we've been, encouraging, like I said, it's about human development. All my life, every time we'd come, we'd teach the young people free tuition lessons. We give them, motivation talks, and to change their mindset, because I believe, development starts when we change the mindset.
Changing the mindset.
Exactly.
All right. Kabushi, Mwaba Ndalama, welcome. This is the voice of the apostles. Think, pray, and vote. We are in the dying minutes of our program. We've actually clocked 1 hour, and we're just giving a few minutes to Honorable to be able to speak to us all and also be able to answer those questions. The people of Kabushi, you know the problems that you go through, and you know the man, the woman who can do the job. You know who it is, those people that are able to actually come in and help to solve those problems that you're going through. And right now, I just want to ask, what is real empowerment?
Real empowerment is about giving people what to do, not giving them handouts.
Giving people what to do and not giving them handouts.
You show them where the lake is or the river and give them a hook.
Okay.
Yes, that's what it means to give real empowerment.
How many people have you sent abroad for scholarships?
From Kabushi, I think there are 3.
3?
Yes.
Okay, which countries?
China, the others in Sweden.
China and Sweden.
Yes.
So you've sent 3 already.
Exactly.
That's a project already.
Exactly.
I asked about projects that you can put a finger.
Yes.
Isn't that a project?
I think it's a project.
So they're in Sweden right now?
Yes. The other one is, they are in Sweden right now.
And the other one in China?
Yes.
Studying?
Exactly.
100% scholarship?
Exactly.
Free of charge?
Yes.
Okay. How many people do you think you would send in the next coming 5 years?
I think our target is that if we can manage, we are looking at 20 per year.
20 per year.
Yes.
So that gives us 100 children.
Exactly. After 5
100
years.
students.
Exactly.
You talked about 4 E's, and I picked one, education, which deals with scholarships and the like. You spoke about the other one was engagement and employment.
Exactly.
Okay, so the 4th is empowerment.
Yes.
So empowerment, education, engagement, and employment.
Exactly.
All right. I'm not going to bore you and continue talking to you, but I'll ask the questions that the people are sending right now. There's one question here from his man Jay, and says, can you point out 3 things you will do point out 3 things you will do in agriculture to uplift the people of Lubuto. Maybe that was supposed to be Kabushi. Point out 3 things you will do in agriculture to uplift the people of Lubuto. And the other one says, Bandalama. Bandalama. Tamuletu gonga fiapa. What will you do about official Palubuto market, for example? Okay. Are you not just the same as those you worked with before? Okay, but there's another question whether you are not just the same as those that you worked with before. Another one says, Awe, twebeni ngatamwaka butuke. Okay. For whatever reason, you've got very few questions. I can't see any more questions here. So there are those 3 questions that are there. Number 1, are you not just the same as the people that you have worked with before? Okay, then point out 3 things that you do in agriculture to uplift the living standards of the people of your constituency. And partly, but you can answer these questions specifically sent by your viewers.
I'll start with what we are going to do in line of agriculture. You know, there are a lot of opportunities, like I said, that we are sitting on. I sit as the global solutions. These are people that are highly advanced in agriculture. So we are looking at, in that area, at 3 things, 3 properties of farming. That's chemical. Then we are looking at microbiology, and then we're looking at physical properties of the soil. So apart from that, like I said, in the Netherlands education group, we are going to be sending the young people, those that want to do agriculture, of course, to these organizations. Under the tax organization, there's what we call in telecom. I can give you all that information. My name is there as the only representative, where we are going to engage what we are calling aquaculture, you know, entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Yes. So, because once we bring in entrepreneurship in agriculture, agriculture is the next big thing. Okay, so how can we do that? Right now, like I said, I've been speaking with the people from Luapula, Chief Puta, and all these other people. You know, we've got people, not just like I said, we've already signed that they've got people that are coming to come and help us in terms of agriculture in that line. So, like Kabushi people don't have enough land, but what we are going to do is we've got vast land in this country. So it's about networking. It's about calling the right people to say, we are going to bring these people that are going to help you in your area. Can we put some people from Kabushi constituency, those that want to do farming? So there's a part of farming is sorted out as well.
Okay.
Getman, those are things that I can show you, and those are things that I've already signed, and those are things that you've already started, and we are going to do that in that line.
All right.
We can never be the same. We can never be. Ndalama is just Ndalama. It's just the Ndalama in himself. No one is going to be like Ndalama. You know, you can be in a team. We have seen people at Barcelona, Ronaldo, club. It doesn't change them. It's about the person who is playing in a certain club or is wearing a certain jersey. So Ndalama doesn't change. Ndalama is Ndalama. And this is why when I said, when I was there, the reason I spoke, the reason you don't see me driving with those my big cars or I'm not with certain people, it's because I'm Ndalama and I don't believe in just getting things to myself. That's why when I said I spoke even when I was doing politics, it's not an easy thing to be with people that have got money and then you speak against them. It's not an easy thing. But I know, like I said, it's only God who blesses us. And for me, I believe I was designed. My purpose is to speak for those that have got no voice. You know? And this is why I'm here. And like I said, Ndalama is Ndalama. He's not like any other person. And Ndalama, that's why he's done politics for 20 years. No single corruption. No one can say, I took a plot from, I was given plots, I refused. I didn't even have a car. I didn't have, if Punamunga and Dasha could, but I'm a plot. So this shows where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Material things don't move me. What moves me is the plight of the people. If I can touch 2 or 3 lives, for me, it makes me, that's where my fulfillment comes from.
I want you to continue looking in that camera. And right now, talk to the people, appeal to them, why they should vote for you. I know I've been asking you to do this over and over, but we cannot close this show without giving you a chance and an opportunity to appeal to the people. We right now remaining with very few days. How many days are we remaining with? 5 days?
5 days.
5 days to the day of elections. I would want you to appeal to all those that are watching you right now and those that will be watching in the post-broadcast between now and 12th of August 2021.
Exactly.
Appeal to them. Why they should vote for you. Why not another person? All right? You have told us. But in your appeal, I would also want for you to attend to the issue of political violence. Political violence.
Okay.
It's something that is like a monster.
Exactly.
And we've been feeding this monster.
Exactly.
I would like for you to attend to that.
Okay.
In the next coming 3 minutes, and then I'm going to be closing this show.
Okay, to the people of Kabushi constituency, I'm here to serve you. Like I said, we are remaining with 5 days to determine the next 5 years. 5 years, it's not like 5 days. What we need to do is to look at a person who is going to serve you. Selection is the most critical thing that we should ever do, because it may look as a simple cross on your ballot paper, but that is going to determine our future in the next 5 years, our future in the next 10 years, in the constituency, our future of our children. One mistake can cause and cost our lives in a lot of ways. So I appeal to the people of Kabushi constituency that let's pick the right people, the people that have a track record of speaking for you, the people that have track record of standing up for what is right, the people that have a track record to say what is wrong, and there's someone who stands for the truth, not for material things. I've been there. I'm your person, Edward Mwaba Ndalama, your daughter, your son, your uncle, your brother, someone who you've grown up with, someone who went to early primary school and Untitled secondary school. I'm here to serve you. Like I said, I've been engineered, equipped for such a time like this, to serve the people of Kabushi constituency and to bring change to our face of the people of Kabushi constituency and our area that we love so much, because that's our home. In terms of political violence, it's animalistic. It's only animals and primitive minds that fight. You can never start shedding blood because you want to be in a position. It's for cowards. Real strong men and people help the weak. They don't fight the weak. You need to stand up and condemn violence. Violence doesn't take us anywhere. Violence is for primitive people. Violence fiama fontini barawa tontonganya ngenama because inama tashani pakusende chintu. Why should you fight? We need to fight with ideas to save the people, not ubunama bwa kuipana abantu muleshe kula ipana so ati tusende vintu viwike matumba tenti bombera abantu besu noko tulefu mama constituency mwesu mumawadzi ukulwa fyabankalo bara bashitontonganya ngenama. Only a person who is not civilized will fight. A person who is civilized will give respect to another fellow human being. That's how it is. We are living in the 21st century. We don't need to fight. We need to give the youth what to do, not to send them to go and fight.
All right. Tuleke fyabupuba ukurwa fyabwinanama fiko tatulingire tulelwa. Let us contest with ideas. And there's a very, very funny question here. Mr. Likuka, is Master Chimbala your cousin? All right, Master Chimbala is a friend of mine. He's not my cousin. He's my relative because mwina Zambia. Elo muntu wafya uwapangwa na lesa muntu uwafuma kuluba fulwa kwa Adam. So this has been the voice of the apostles, and I am one of your hosts, Justin Likuka, with the host Trish, the only Trish that we have around here. And today she actually rested a little bit. Honorable, I would like to thank you so very much for coming through to do this interview. And I really hope Trish will be able to find another slot where she can bring you in before the elections. You can again come and appeal to the people. I've seen there is so much interest in the people. A lot of people have been engaging. I must say, you've rocked it. Yeah. You've rocked it, because so I have seen more than 500 people watching whilst we were live. And since all those 500 people didn't ask a lot of questions, I was thinking we're going to spend time answering questions and not really talking and engaging with you, but we only had few questions. It means you have reached out to them and probably they have heard your plea. To all of you, the people of Kabushi constituency, this is your man. He has given his manifesto, the things that he wants to do. a man of simplicity, a man that comes from amongst yourselves. You know what to do. This is not a show to tell you who to vote for, but this is a place where we help you to engage with the candidates so that you can think, you can pray, and then you go and vote. Let me just encourage you. I know there is a lot of fear right now among the electorates. You are afraid because the president has released the army to help with the security of the country. Some of you are afraid. You don't know what is going to happen. There's been a lot of political violence going on. Come on, go and vote. Your vote is your voice. Your vote is your power. And we are praying that these politicians are going to respect your vote. That vote that you have will be able to determine how you're going to live life from now up to 2026. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. And I'm going to end this show by just playing this political advert for our man, our guest here today. This is not just for one person. This is for everybody. And we've been bringing different political candidates here. So we are not just for the independent. We are not just for the Patriotic Front or MMD, UPND, UNIP, or whoever. All those that have reached out to us and they said they would like to feature on our program, we have given them space. You may be there and you would want to feature on this program. You are free to come and we'll be able to work out the timing for you to actually appear. So right now, we are going to play that political advert. And then when we finish, that'll be the end of this show. Join us again tomorrow or on Monday as we feature another candidates. I'm out. God bless you.
2021 umuntu wesu ni Edward Mwaba Ndalama yose Kabushi constituency umuntu wa kuvotera Edward Mwaba Ndalama seli tumuvotele Edward Mwaba Ndalama seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse tumuvotele umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama seli tumuvotele Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama Simuti tisuma watimwenda kupisabo chitwala Simuti tisuma watimwenda kupisabo chitwala Umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutimo usuma Umuntu wesu ni Edward wa mutimo usuma Bamana na batata na wose ba youthi Seli tumuvotele tumuvotele Edward Mwaba Ndalama Seli tumuvotele Edward Mwaba Ndalama Seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse Seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse tumuvotele umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama Seli tumuvotele Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama tumuvotele Edward Mwaba ishima matwa kwaka Edward Mwaba ishima kabila kwa watu Seli tumuvotele yala bomba Seli tumuvotele chikelo kumetala leka Kabushi constituency yonse yala bomba umuntu wesu ni Edward bose tumuvotele Edward Mwaba Ndalama Seli tumuvotele Edward Mwaba Ndalama Seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse Seli tumuvotele abela Kabushi lubuto masala bonse umuntu wesu ni Edward Ndalama Seli tumuvotele Kabushi wesu ni Edward Ndalama tumuvotele Bamayona batata na bonse ba youthi mu Kabushi constituency Kabushi lubuto masala lw'emiromba 2021 kutungirira n'okuvotera omuntu wesu Edward Mwaba Ndalama as Kabushi member of parliament 2021 iri mupepi leke tumusapote omuntu wesu ni Edward Mwaba Ndalama ala omuntu kumwena kufichitwa fyakwe nechimu chitsuma bachimwena kufisabo fyachiko omuntu wesu Edward Mwaba Ndalama abomba 19 years as a politician ukwabula corruption nangu kwibira abantu ala omuntu tukwete niwine Edward Mwaba Ndalama imibombere yakwe alwisha abantu ukwikala bwino kabiri n'ekyalo kyesu kuya pantage